welcome everybody to this video. So have you ever talked about your brand values or your brand personality? Well, if you have, it's quite a pain. It can be quite a pain, but well, at Neuroflash, we have a solution for that, and it's called the Explorer. So it helps you to first, explore how to express your brand values or brand attributes, but it also allows you to understand them. How do other people understand your brand values? If you say family, what do other people think? That's a question you can answer with the Explorer, or even more advanced if you work in multiple cultures, let's say in different countries. So, for example, Germany is our key country. Neuroflash founded in Germany, but we also have a lot of English clients and we work internationally. So English obviously is also an important language to us. And well, how do you translate our brand value, one brand value, into another language? Their culture comes into play, and it's very difficult. You simply cannot use Google Translate to translate your brand values or attributes. Well, these are questions that I'm going to address in this video, so stay tuned and hope you have fun. So here you have our apps, and the Explorer you can find in these apps. And as mentioned before, check out the video on the Explorer, how it works. But here you can start right away searching for, well, your keyword. In this case, our brand value. And our brand value is fortschrittlich, it's progressive in English. And I've already selected Germany as my country. So let's go into it and see what do people understand when they hear fortschrittlich. So basic filters, basic variables in there, and we're gonna see the results in a second. As I can remind you here, you can switch the layer to see, the graphs and the table side by side. I'm gonna use the table view for this video, but always keep in mind the bubble graph is just one scroll away, just below the table. So here, for this purpose, fortschrittlich, how do people understand it? So I get an instant understanding of, fortschrittlich. Here are some keywords that people are closely connecting to this idea. So what I like to do, just getting an understanding of what fortschrittlich means, I can read through the list, look at the bubble graph, see, okay, is it more green or is it not so green? Is it more positive, not so positive? Get a feeling for it. But now let's see, I want to, define my brand value and, define it in a way that I can use it within the platform. One way I always recommend to go about this is, start from a clean slate. That is, you simply deselect all the words previously selected, and you go from top to bottom and, use different filters. We keep it simple. And I go down the list and see fortschrittlich for us is, the word itself, but it's also innovation. It's about obviously technology. We want to, bring power to it. We also want to be modern, intelligent. So you see, there are a lot of words that I concur with. So I think I agree with, and our company agrees with, that we want to stand for. We want to develop. We want to revolutionary, not so much, but efficient and new and dynamic. So there's a lot of words you can go through, and well, I'm going to stick with these ones, maybe this one also, to be what we really stand for. So the definition of fortschrittlich for us as a company. That's basically what I've now selected. You can spend more time. I would recommend you to spend more time on it. It's really essential part of your company. But I've, as you can see, selected 11 words now. We always recommend around 10 words to really get a really good definition of your brand value. So what I can do now is you can save it. Now for your colleagues to understand, okay, this is what we stand for when we say this thing. So I just give it a name. And I can give it a description and so on. But here, important, if you want to create a dimension, so a value that is, set in this in the system, you have to click this button, create the dimension with my list, and then you're on the safe side. So you can click confirm, and ta-da, the magic happened. You have created a dimension. You can find this dimension always here on the right side. You have the little folder, and you can see it just here with all the words in there. You can further edit it. Also, if you click on your name under dimensions, you will see the dimensions that you and your colleagues have been working on and defined. So a quick word on what you can do with dimensions or brand values. You can use them obviously in here. So in the Explorer, under dimensions, you will find them. You can select my dimensions, and we will be able to find the one I've just created here. That's one way, or very important, if you are working in the tester and make sure to check out the tester use cases. You can go into the tester and add your dimension, your brand value also as a variable in here. Very good. So two things to quickly recap what you can do with the Explorer. You can get a feeling for how your brand value is perceived. What does it elicit in people? Is it the one idea you want to bring across or not? Maybe you have to rework. Maybe you have to use another word to express it. Maybe you should use like a definition, like a dimension that I've just created. There's one way, so you can understand and explore your brand attributes and values. Now let's get to the last use case here, really is translating that idea into another language. So fortschrittlich, if you translate it, as I mentioned, it means progressive. So let's say we want to, play advertisements in the US, and we want to, we ensure our brand value progressive gets across. So what I would do, just simply translate it. Let's see what people will understand. Okay. Just say progressive in the United States. So I can check that really quickly, just going in and seeing this bubble graph, and I see, whoa, there's some red flags, some red bubbles in our case, and you can see they're all connected to politics, progressives, liberates, Democrats, Republicans. It's a political topic. So now with the elections coming up, that's something you might want to pay attention to. So how can we avoid this? Progressive for us, it means all the things that we just mentioned: modern, innovative, and so on. So all the things that are in our dimension here. So one way you can go about it is tell the system, I want progressive, but not just a political progressive. I want, progressive, innovative, modern, and so on. So you can do that by simply adding to the search query. So let's say modern is another one, and innovative is yet another one. So you extend your search query to really define the concept of what you have in mind. And you see the system also updates. And now you have a better understanding of how you can express what you really want to express. And here you see things like develop, unique, modern, sophisticated, embrace, versatile, and so on. So really the good stuff, the things that I had in mind when I was talking about progressive. And now I can do the same thing. Now just go through the list and use the words, save the words as my English brand value. Okay, there you have it. Understand, explore your brand values, make sure they mean what you intend that they should mean, in different cultures. You can do that with the Explorer. Let us know how you use the Explorer, how you use brand values, and let us know if you maybe need help also defining your own brand values, or find out what we use as best practices. Thanks a lot, and very much looking forward to your feedback.